What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space. I'm in your place, and I'm definitely blessed to be here on this wonderful day. It is June 10th, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi, and today was hot. I loved it. It was hot. Uh, Getting back to what I'm used to here in our state. Some nice hot weather. So while everybody's getting an opportunity to come on in, let me get these links over to Braswell and Terry Cherry. How's everyone doing today? How are things going? I need some responses. I need some input. I need some energy from you guys today. We need some engagement. So with that being said, I need y'all to share. I need y'all to share the live. If you are hearing my voice, if you are a friend, a fan, or even an enemy, which I don't have, you know, not overtly. Someone may be hating on the slick and hadn't said anything verbally to me about it. So I don't consider myself to have any uh, disputes, confrontations, or uh, any negativity going on in my life. So there again, if you have a problem with me, you obviously have a problem with yourself because um, we're here to assist in every way, shape, form, and fashion that we can. We've been having some great conversations with some awesome individuals. Yesterday, Kiara Isham Smith, King Cujo Jones. What's going on? Welcome to the party, man. Make sure you share, tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and lock us in, man. Um, and Miss Emily Mitchell had an opportunity to have a very intense and impactful conversation about mental health, mental wellness. Make sure you go and watch that interview or that conversation. And I say interview simply because that's just the norm. We don't have interviews. If you notice, we have dialogue, we have conversation about a variety of topics that may come down the pipeline, right? But I don't get into and I don't engage in a lot of mess or pettiness. I like to talk about issues that are going to impact our community, impact us as human beings, and how can we put ourselves in a position to move the needle forward for our people. The other things that I focus on, right? And you can go back through the years that I've been doing this, even with individuals that I've assisted in building, helping build their platforms. I was, my fingerprint is there. I've never been um, a messy individual. Now, I get passionate about everything that I believe in. I'm truly passionate about it. I'm downright obsessive, compulsive about what I'm passionate, what I believe in. So along the way, and along my journey, if in fact people have been offended because of their insecurities and I don't stop, well, that's not a me problem. That's the look in the mirror, and that's a you problem. But there again, people that you've considered that you've lost along the way, it's really not the case. People stop dealing with you because they're upset that they can't manipulate you. They can't get anything out of you. They can't abuse you. And you have all of those buzzwords, those catchwords. I'm setting boundaries. I'm setting parameters for myself. Okay, fine. But I know that there's certain things and certain people that I'm attracted to and are attracted to me. And that creates the energy and the synergy to move forward and do in terms of us doing business together. And it takes time to build those relationships. And in relationships, people have to be tested, tried. Because everything is fun when things are going well. No problems, no worries, no concerns. Everything is good to go. But when things get rough, things get a little bumpy, things get turbulent, things are in the shitter. Things are damn near going down the drain. It's in the can, baby. The true testament to a partner and one that you would consider a friend is the one that's there all the way to the end. Loyalty. There's something about it. There's a commitment, there's a dedication that comes with it. There's an accountability that comes with it. You see? A lot of things in life are fleeting, whimsical. Just people talk a lot. There's no action behind the words. But when you find those individuals that are committed to their programming, not committed to your programming, you see, that's a different type of narcissism. No, they're committed to their programming. They're committed to what's benefiting and working for them. And you're committed and dedicated to what's working for you. And you can find somewhere in the middle where you can meet to help lift each other up through business, through relationship, through conversation, through whatever it takes for you to build with an individual. That's what I'm talking about. But in between there, as you're building, everything's not going to be hunky dory, peaches cream. And when you're in the trenches, backs up against the wall. They done pitted you in the corner. They done lined you up. Who's going to be there when the hammer drops? You know, people think that it takes the average mind, right? And I'll give you the scale, you know, because when you're in school, you got A's, B's, C's, D's, F's, right? We don't even have to talk about D's and F's. But if you're doing A work, if you're doing A work, that's the average, right? That's the average. That means that you're competent, you're understanding, you're getting it. That's the average. You're doing the average. If you're doing B work, that means you're doing below average. C work, well, we need to communicate about how you get into the below average bracket so that you can get into the average workspace. We don't teach our individuals to do above average work. We're happy with average. We think that average is cool. We understand that, hey, as long as I'm average and I'm mediocre, I can settle in, I can get along. But we work in an above average capacity here. And people don't want you to work in an above average capacity. People want you to be mediocre because that gives them an opportunity to be slack as well. And I don't know who you are. I'm just talking about in terms of me, my life, the way I live and how I operate. And getting back to my point, right? It doesn't take an army to take over anything. It takes 2 to 3 dedicated individuals. One really can wreak havoc. 2 can concoct a masterminded plan. 3 are just unstoppable in terms of productivity, efficiency, and what can get accomplished. But that mindset, the work ethic, the game planning, and the intentional movement is what makes the difference. Now, I'm waiting for people to chime in. I'm waiting for everybody to tap in. You know, the notification should have gone out. Let me check this. I just got a text. This is let's see what's going on. I've been in conversation. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying our formatting and what we're doing in collaborating with Miss Mitchell, Miss Isham, Reverend Lamont Mitchell, and Mr. Ricky Lewis. You're going to start seeing their faces. in and out with various talk topics. Um, and it gives another angle, an outlook to what we're doing here with the platform. Like I said, man, we're tapping into folks that can really assist you and help you. Individuals that have gone through it, people that are still going through it, and the day to day that, um, you know, that we face. Now, I'm not seeing any um, comments. I'm not, and I'm sure I'm seeing people on the live, but I'm not seeing any comments or whatever the case may be. Um, so I'm not sure who's on, who's not. Let me refresh my system. But if you're here, to everybody that's locked in with me, welcome, welcome to the live, man. Um, we are we're moving in a great direction. We're moving in a great direction. So as we move further, as we keep going, today's programming is being brought to you and sponsored by the Butterfly Collection. Today's episode of Industry Talk is proudly sponsored by the Butterfly Collection. That's right, the Butterfly Collection is here. Gentle stories, big lessons, bright imagination. Books are available at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Ingram Spark by author Angel Williams. These books are perfect for pre-K programs, kindergarten classrooms, elementary schools, classroom libraries, bedtime reading, and SEL programs. Be sure to get your copy today. So today's conversation centers around a powerful phrase that has inspired leaders, entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, and dreamers for generations. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Too often we spend our time waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, or the perfect set of circumstances. The reality is that success doesn't belong to those who wait. Let that process a little bit. Success does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who move. Every day we are given 24 hours, and what separates one person from another is how they choose to use them. Carpe diem isn't about living recklessly. It's about living intentionally. It's about recognizing that tomorrow is not promised. Opportunities don't last forever. And dreams we keep postponing are waiting on us to take action. Whether you're building a business, pursuing a career, strengthening your family, improving your health, or chasing a lifelong dream, today, ladies and gentlemen, is your reminder that the time is now. I'll repeat that, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now. If you've got it on your mind, if you've got it on your heart, if you're trying to get yourself into position to do, the time is now. Not next week, not next month, not next year. So as we kick off today's show, I challenge you to ask yourself one question. What would I do today if I stopped waiting and started believing? If that doesn't make sense to you, if that doesn't resonate, we can really get into it. Right? What would I do today if I stopped waiting and started believing? Because if you believed in you, if you truly believed in you, then there's nothing that you wouldn't do to accomplish your goals and the missions that you set out for yourself. If you're dedicated, I know for a fact that you can get it accomplished. It's going to make a difference who believes in you. Doesn't make a difference if anybody else is going to be there to assist you. Do you believe in you? And once you have put yourself into a position of believing in yourself and getting obsessed about that belief and begin to act on your intention, heaven and earth begin to open up for you because your mind begins to work differently. You are not depressed. You are not in a state of wanting. You're in a state of kinetic energy. You're not potential anymore. You're not showing potential. I have potential to be the greatest boxer in the world. No, let's get in this ring and dance. And I'm going to show you technically. Excuse me. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies. I had to take that call. You know, yes, sometimes they call me doing live and I have to take the call. I don't like dead air. I used to work for a radio station, WBSL AM 1190 in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, Party Blues and Oldies. My name is the same name that I have now that it was back then, Big G. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Big G, WBSL, AM 1190, Party Blues and Oldies. You know, we make things happen on a regular on your radio station from 6 a.m. in the morning, drive time. We're hitting you with that live thing in the afternoons. And drive time, going home from work, 4:30 to 7 o'clock, we're going to hit you with the best party blues and those that you ever want to hear. You want to sit there and hear it live, you want to sit there and make your request, give us a call at I Was That Guy. My good friend Ira Hatchett. Rest in peace, my good man. Black owned, independent radio station. I enjoyed WBSL AM 1190. My point is that you can't have dead air on radio. You can't have dead air on podcasts. Because whether you realize it or not, this feed goes out on through my RSS feed, and they're not seeing me visually. They're only hearing the audio feed, right? iTunes, iHeartRadio, what's the other one? Spotify, where you can see all of our feeds, hear all of our audios. So dead air kind of kills a conversation, or no talking. That's like turning on a radio station and hearing static, or just silence. But if you have not subscribed to Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime, this is for you. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us, because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Okay. So I was talking about building. I was talking about infrastructure. I was talking about it not taking a whole lot of people to get some things done. We're talking about loyalty. We're talking about carpe diem, seizing the day, right? Well, before we get deep off into that, because I'm going to give you a backstory about a friend of mine. I consider him my brother, right? His name is Coach Malachi, one of the hottest podcasters, conversationalists, media outlet, media marketing, mass media marketing individuals that I've met over the span of my career. An individual that is dedicated to his craft, dedicated to his system, and dedicated to his beliefs and his family. A lot more reasons why I love Coach Malachi as a friend and as a brother, right? And if you guys get an opportunity, you need to tap in to True Media Boxing, True Media Marketing, and listen to Coach's conversation. Tap into his podcast, tap into his interviews and the people that he talks with. And if you go back through his history, and I brought this up, if you go back through his history, he started his platform, his YouTube platform, with zero. He built his platform to the point to where he has over 50,000 subscribers. He goes live every day. He sits there and has great conversations for 2 to 3 hours. Engagement, super chats, people enjoying the content. He built this brick by brick by brick. He did this on his own, right? So if you're looking for a formula, because everyone can't do the same thing. Everyone doesn't have the personality. Everyone doesn't have the outlook or the perspective or the work ethic to do what, in fact, Malachi has done. And you can, in fact, be given a blueprint on how to do something and still can't make it work. I can give you the step by step on how to do something, and you're still going to go screw it up because you're not the individual that was given that blessing or that gift to create and evolve it in a particular way. You can't be Coach Malachi. You have to be a Galen Smith. You see, am I making sense there? The compare and contrast in terms of how you approach it. But when it comes to The work ethic, that doesn't change. When it comes to the commitment level, that doesn't change. When it comes to being dedicated, that doesn't change. When it comes to knowing that my time is limited, I don't have time to sit here and bullshit with you and have fun and throw back drinks and this. No, I've got to get to it. Because if I'm going to take my content creation to the next level, then I have to treat it as though it's my bread and butter. This is my job. This is my career. This is where I'm cutting my bones. I'm making my mark. I'm making my strides. And I'm being intentional about what I'm doing and how I'm approaching it. Because if not, it's not going to work for you. But if you look at this as work, oh, you're dead in the water before you get started. Because you don't realize the number of hours that you have to sit back and study. DIY, do it yourself. YouTube University, Facebook University. It doesn't make a difference where you go. Even if you go take classes at a junior college or university, whatever the case, whatever you decide to do, whatever hours that it takes for you to put in to get accomplished what it is that you wanted to get accomplished, that's what you're going to have to do. And if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to take the time, you've already failed before you get started. So if you're not motivated and committed to yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to get it done. I'm sorry. If I'm saying something wrong, please let me know. And I watched Coach Malachi build his platform. I watched Coach Malachi tap into ESPN, Top Rank Boxing, DAZN, some of the elites of the boxing circles, from Bud Crawford to Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, the Bradleys, you name it. I don't care who they are. I'm surprised he hadn't talked to Turk Al-Sheikh yet, but I'm sure the conversation is coming, right? Because that's how committed and dedicated he is. And I'm not just saying this because he's my friend. I'm saying this because this is what I see. This is what I see. I'm not trying to stroke anybody's ego. I don't talk to Coach Malachi every day, but I watch his program every day. I tap into his content because it is what it is. You know, at 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching Jonathan Shaw's content. I'm watching Jarrell Braswell's content. I'm watching Jerry and Ja Blaze's content. Why? Because these are individuals that I've made a commitment to and I'm locked in with, right? Tiffany Gaines, I'm watching her content, not just to watch, but hey, I'm grabbing jewels, I'm grabbing information, I'm grabbing messaging. What's the call to action? What are we doing? What's the next phase? I don't have to be with you every day to know that we're working in conjunction to accomplish a common goal. All at the same time while I'm working my mission. And if at any time we need to get on the phone to make a call to say, hey, let's make something happen, the time is now, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now. In major headlines in Mississippi, massive tech investments, reproductive rights debates. Here's that term once again, we're bringing it up, redistricting efforts, and recent law enforcement incidents. Seems like there's always something going on in the world every day. We all realize that. We all know that every day. Tech and industry. There's a massive data center. Campuses are reshaping local economies. Amazon just cut the ribbon on a new facility in Clinton, Mississippi, while XAI is investing over $20 billion to build a massive data center in South Haven, Mississippi, sparking local class action lawsuits over gas turbine noise and emissions. Got to keep an eye on that. Story is definitely going to be something we're keeping on the board. Reproductive health care advocacy. State lawmakers and activists recently gathered at the Mississippi State Capitol to display a giant inflatable IUD spotlighting ongoing tensions surrounding contraception and reproductive rights. It's always going to be an issue. Whenever you allow lawmakers to decide what you can and cannot do with and to your body. Now, I'm not making reference to putting it in harm's way, but we're talking about reproductive rights. So let's not go left with what I'm talking about. Let's stay on point, on focus. We're talking about reproductive rights and your right to choose, because that's what we're leaning towards. Plan B. All of these things that, number one, have been developed to short circuit population. It is population control. You may not want to admit that, but if you have something that can hinder or stop the reproductive process between, two individuals coming together intimately, and a sperm and an egg unite, and that process takes place, and either an IUD captures it and stops the sperm from making the connection, or you have on prophylactic, or you have take a plan B, which kills or terminates a pregnancy. When does life begin is always that question, right? But at the same time, who has the right and who has the authority to make the decision of what a woman can and cannot do with her body? But you always have to keep in mind who is making these drugs, for what purpose and intent are they making these drugs, and how are they going to affect you in the long run? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's a serious debate topic that needs to be had, but I cannot have it alone. I have to have women on this panel to have that discussion with me. I cannot speak for women. I can only speak for myself and how I feel about it. But we will have that debate topic. We will have that talk topic, but not today. Law enforcement and crime. Bond was officially denied for two brothers accused of shooting a Covington County deputy. Across the Gulf Coast in Gulfport, police are investigating a motorcycle delivery dispute that escalated to gunfire. Voting and redistricting. Voting rights activists statewide are actively preparing for potential redistricting efforts following the U.S. Supreme Court action impacting the makeup of voting districts. We're still talking about the same thing. This is old hat. This is old news. We've already We already know what's going on. And like I said, vote. Get up, go vote. Strategically, of course. Discussion for another day. If you're an artist and you want to get onto the show, want to get into the program, you have some music that you want to get out to the world, this is for you. Are you an independent artist looking for real exposure and an honest discussion about your music and your brand? If this is you, and if that's the case, I am currently accepting submissions for my Friday Artist Spotlight segment on Industry Talk, where I highlight rising independent artists, discuss your journey, along with putting your work in front of a growing audience of content creators, executives, and tastemakers. To submit your information, follow the content submission link in my bio on Instagram, or follow the link in the description on Facebook. So this is about real artists, real stories, and real opportunities. If you're working, building, and you're serious about your craft, I definitely want to hear. And as always, beautiful people, this is about health, wealth, and wellness. Stay down. Yes, indeed. So tap in. Definitely tap in with me. If you're an artist and you want to get it in, you want to get yourself an interview, have a conversation with me and discuss what it is that you have going on out here. Let's make it happen. Our program also is being brought to you by Tisha's Signature House Blend Seasonal. Today's conversation on Industry Talk is being brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Tisha's Signature House Blend Seasonal. When you're preparing yourself something to eat, be sure to season your meats with Tisha's Signature House Blend Seasonal. Yes, indeed. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all know I'm not that big of a conversationalist. I don't sit here and get on this thing and just yakety, yakety, yak. But I do get in, say what I need to say, talk about what I need to talk about, and I'm out this thing. Remember, carpe diem, ladies and gentlemen. You have to seize the day. You have to be ready to move with intention. Yes? And as always, y'all know with me, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, and wellness. Stay dangerous. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.